All right, moving over to the running back position, you've got a guy here that a trade went down this week, and this guy's stock was already on the way up, and now it's got to be just sky high.
Yeah, Travis Etienne, I mean, the second that trade happened, his agent texted me and said, it's Travis's time. Well, I was hoping it would be his time in week 1, but I guess better late than never, right? He's been great. Now he's the true featured back in Jacksonville. 46.1 combined fantasy points in his last 3 games. Now he's got a matchup against the Broncos. Now the Broncos defense is pretty tough, but they have allowed over 20 fantasy points to 2 running backs since week 4. So I am fine starting Travis Etienne. And then Miles Sanders. Folks, I will admit it right here. I almost never get this guy right, so take this with a grain of salt. But it's a great matchup against the Steelers, all right? He's in the RB2 conversation against this defense. They've allowed 6 different running backs to score 15-plus points against them, including 3 who've gone over 20. This is a great matchup for Miles Sanders. Let's hope he can make good on it.
I can help you out with the Miles Sanders start. Basically, if I'm playing someone that's starting Miles Sanders will go off, and I am. So I think it's a good call. All right, as far as who we're sitting at running back, a first rounder has not delivered. It's finally time that you have to make the tough decision, and he sits on the bench.
There are only 2 teams on a bye this week, the Chiefs and the Chargers, so maybe some people have the depth to sit Najee Harris. He's been brutal, and I don't know that it's his fault either. The Steelers' offense has been pretty brutal overall. We all miss Ben Roethlisberger. Strange to say that. He's averaging fewer than 11 fantasy points per game. This is a first-round pick. And you look at the defense for the Philadelphia Eagles, they have been very tough on their home field. They've only allowed 1 touchdown, and they've allowed the 3rd fewest fantasy points to running backs at Lincoln Financial Field. So keep tabs on that matchup. It's not a good one. Najee Harris is a risk, and so is Darrell Henderson. Now, the good news is that it looks like he's the starter, right? Cam Akers appears to be in the doghouse there, but the matchup's not great against the 49ers. They've allowed just 1 touchdown and more than 16.5 fantasy points per game against them at the running back position. This is not a great matchup, and also keep this in mind. These 2 teams played each other back in week 4. Henderson and Cam Akers combined for 8.2 points. Jen, that's not good.